So Alex, it seems that radio is kind of crumbling, kind of falling apart. What's your opinion on that, and do you think there's any future, any hope whatsoever for radio?
Well, here we are, Sam, in 2014, and it appears that radio is hanging in there, only barely because of the fact that it's free. If radio weren't free, I think you wouldn't be hearing anyone talk about it. Like, can you imagine paying $10 for the garbage that's on the radio?
But radio's always been free.
Yeah.
And at least radio used to be 1,000 times better, even a decade and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the cost is the big issue.
Yeah, it's
I think it being free doesn't necessarily even matter.
Well, I think it matters only in the sense that if it weren't free, then there'd be no industry at all. No one would want it because it's just not what makes people's lives freaking happy. It's basically bland, bottom of the barrel, formulaic, scripted nonsense is what it seems like.
I agree. It's virtually, in my opinion, virtually worthless.
Yeah.
Radio used to be worth something, even when it was free. Well, it still is free, but it used to be worth something when it was good.
Yeah.
And I would have maybe paid a little money to be able to listen to the radio in the 70s or 80s. But we didn't have to, so it wasn't even an issue. But now, you couldn't pay me to listen to the radio.
Well, you could pay me like maybe $100 an hour to listen.
Oh yeah, well I take that back then. I do it for $25 an hour.
I'll listen. Sure, I'll tell you what you want.
A lousy job, but for $25 an hour, I'd do it.
Man, I don't know. Are there any radio jobs left that pay $25 an hour? Don't they mostly pay like it?
Well, they mostly pay $10 an hour if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're a big shot, at a semi-popular station, you might get $25 to $30 an hour, but that's only like one or two people in the whole building.
Well, I read an interesting survey, I guess, earlier in 2014 or sometime in the past year about how the radio announcer was one of the fastest disappearing jobs in America. It's like one of the top 25 fastest disappearing jobs because disc jockeys keep getting replaced by automation.
Exactly.
And corporations don't want to pay for the human element, even though that is, as much as they try to ignore this fact, the human element is what made radio great last century.
No doubt about it. And it's actually what could save radio today, possibly.
It could.
Not a guarantee, but it's the only thing that would give radio a chance.
Let's put it this way. Automation isn't saving radio.
Exactly. It's destroying it.
It might be helping it save money compared to what it would have to be paying for staff, but if you had better talent, then people would listen more to the radio.